everybody. Happy holidays. As promised, I wanted to come on and go over all the topics that you guys had. There is a lot, so I'm not gonna have time for editing and all that jazz, so take it as you will. Give me grace. The first one that I want to go over is self-doubt. How to quiet negative thoughts. This is good, and you might hear me repeat myself with a lot of your topics, but a lot of it I'm gonna tell you to do for every single one of them, because I think that we live in a day where we want that instant fix, and especially for things like self-doubt, there is no instant quick fix. That it is habitual, that it is a process, just like real healing, it's a process to it. So dealing with self-doubt and quieting negative thoughts, there's about a few things that I struggle with this a lot. Obviously, if you heard my messages, you know. First of all, the word. I always go to the word, praise, and prayer. These three things I will mostly do for about everything. And I want to encourage you out of Exodus with the self-doubt, because this jumps to me. I always go to Moses, because God shows up to him when he's in the wilderness, and he was like, hey Moses, like, you're gonna free my people. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, me? Who am I? And God tells him, you know, he keeps telling them that I will be with you, I'm gonna fight for you, you will have victory in this. And Moses keeps rebuttaling, but I'm not enough, I can't do this, I can't even speak, I stumble. But God's answer sticks with me, and I try to remember it whenever I'm doubting myself, is he says, I am who I am. And pretty much I love this because he doesn't give a description, because he is exactly what you need. So when you are self-doubting, that's when we can go to prayer and we can say, okay, God, I don't feel enough in this, I don't feel adequate in this, I don't feel like I can do this. And then we allow him the room to come in and just blow our mind. For example, like so many times when I get up to speak, I'm like, God, wow, I can't believe that you're entrusting this to me. I don't feel like I can do this. And that gives him the room, the Holy Spirit, to come in and fill up where I am not enough. Because with him, I am enough. When I surrender it over to God, when I give that self-doubt to him and ask him in return, pour your confidence out in me, pour your peace out in me, I allow him to come in and just blow my mind every single time that I get up to talk, or every single time that I pray. I say, okay, God, obviously I don't have the words to pray for these people, but that's when the Holy Spirit comes in and does it for us. So in the moment of self-doubt, instead of beating myself up that I am not enough, I say, okay, God, I know I'm not enough, but I know that you come in and you become who I need you to be, because the word says that he is the great I am, and he's exactly what he needs, and every need that we have, he has a name for. So I just want to encourage you out of that, and say the word isn't helping you with self-doubt, that the negative thoughts keep flowing. So after I jump to the word, I go into my next weapon, which is praise. And this is, for me, one of the most effective weapons in the moment of negativity, in the moment of just defeat, that you feel defeated, is I start worshiping. Man, worship is how we fight our battles, because once we begin to worship and God comes down and inhabits our praise, everything else has to go. You know, that doubt, that everything has to go when we start worshiping. And I promise you, Reckless Love, man, I used to sing that I could just go back and remember in my car multiple times before going into church, before going to work, before going home, and into a negative situation. I would put that song on and I would just cry. I would cry, and I'd be shouting it out. And it didn't feel like like I had God's love. I didn't feel like his reckless love would follow me everywhere I go, fight down, and all the lyrics. I didn't feel them, but I sang them and I cried them and I shouted them out till I believed them. And in the moment I did it, but by the time I was done and I got it out and I worshiped and I praised him in the midst of the chaos, man, watch how he will lift your spirit. And I know it's like the least thing that you want to do in the moment of trial, in the moment of doubt and negativity. You want to kind of wallow in that, but that's where I want to encourage you. It's the most important time to worship, to say, okay, God, these feelings are regardless. I know that I should praise you, and I know that you are worthy to be praised, because feelings come and go, but you are eternal and you are sovereign and you're in control, and I trust you. I have faith in this moment that as I worship you, you will lift and renew my spirit. So I want to encourage you with that, is word, worship, and then prayer. Just pray, God, I can't do this. Help me in this moment of weakness as these thoughts keep going. Don't let them dwell. Don't dwell in that, because that is like a dangerous spot to be, because man, I don't feel like doing this, or man, I'm tired, or man, you know, it goes from like 0 to 60 real quick. I know that's the struggle for me, is if I wallow in my feeling, if I wallow in my self-doubt, it goes from, man, I don't think I could speak here, to man, I'm not enough, I'm not more than a conqueror, and it's just like I backtrack. So as soon as you're having self-doubt and the negative feelings come in, cut them down, praise, worship, and get in that word right away. And then also things like this, Battlefield of the Mind, Levi Lusko's new book, Strategies of Winning the Mind. Joyce Myers also has a great book of Living Beyond Your Feelings. Use all these amazing materials that we are blessed with. For example, prayer points. Like, there's so many things, but the 3 practical things that I want you to do when you're self-doubting and how to quiet the negative thoughts is speak the truth into them. The lies have to flee when the truth comes. So remember that when you don't feel enough, that you're more than a conqueror. When you don't feel loved and unwanted, that God is with you everywhere you go, that he sent his son down. That's how much he loves you, that he wipes every tear, that he counts the hairs on your head, that he has knitted you together in your mother's womb, and you have a purpose and an assignment on every single day that he gives you breath. So try those 3 things and get back to me. Let me know, and don't think this is a quick fix. It's not, and it gets easier and easier the more habitual you become, the more quickly that you go into prayer, the more quickly that you throw on a worship song, the quicker that you can speak the truth over the lies. It gets easier, and I know at first it seems overwhelming and like it doesn't work, but stick through it. Because now when I put on Reckless Love, I feel so blessed to remember how hard it was and to where I am now. So yeah, try those things, and I hope that blesses you. And I am also praying for you. So you are not alone, okay? I just pray that this blesses you and helps you exactly where you are.